welcome back to the channel, folks. My name's John Ball. This is another Soul Voids episode, your free-to-play series where we only use Void champions as I go right into battle with the non-Void. Couldn't have timed that any better. Alright, so it's actually been a while since we kind of made a video because last week we had to pre-record our Thursday episode, so we haven't really updated you on a whole lot. But before that, let's get back to our roots. Let's see if we can dig a Void out of this clan boss. CVC points coming in. It doesn't look like, or is a not very promising one for us to put up big numbers. And the reason why is because, at least for me, I am going for the fusion on all of my accounts here, so I am trying to make sure that I can get the most out of my resources, which is me not necessarily blowing it on things that I don't need. Man, we've gotten kind of worked recently. Hey folks, I like to do this every so often, but give you a nice reminder that I am trying to get to 1,000 subs as fast as I possibly can. So if you find yourself checking out Solely Voids weekly or any of the other content that I put out and are enjoying what you see, please do not hesitate to hit like on this video and then also subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And like I said, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs. Thanks. I got 11 voids so far. I think on my main account, I have like 25, and we both went to empty at the same time, so that's pretty disappointing. But over the weekend, I did pull a good amount of ancient shards, so I can make some progress on the Donatello fusion. I decided to go for him because it's more just like, it's a limited time thing. We're never going to be able to get this guy, and you know, I just think it's kind of cool collaboration that I really wouldn't mind like going in and just getting as many of these as I can. Do you want to follow along with your own raid journey? Well, here is the start for you. Click the link in the description to get a free Karato, as well as the epics Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage. Here's what you need to do. Log out of Plarium and Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial, and then go into your inbox and claim your first champion. Click the link in the description now before it expires. And in the process of that, we pulled a lot of ancient shards, but we also pulled a lot of our fragment fusions, so we did pull Drexar. We ended up pulling a Pixniel actually out of all of those shards, and then we also decided to pull Artor in the process of that. I think we vaulted all of them, but we did make a ton of progress out of the food that we got, which was kind of the primary source. So we did get Giscard to 6-star. I think Archmage was already there, but Maeve got to 6-star, as well as Feral. And then I got a whole bunch of champions to 5-star, including my Lua, Godseeker, Lightsworn, Neldor, Dark Elhain, Madame Ceres, Shamael, and then Deacon. And then Mordecai's right on the precipice. He'll probably be the next batch when the champion training tournament for the fusion comes up. So I've actually enjoyed myself going for the fusion. Not that I necessarily love fusions, but these champions are interesting, and more importantly, it's made us make some very good progress in a variety of areas on our account. You know, specifically having to farm the dungeons, my silver count is back up to where it needs to be, even though I'm about to send it right into the barrel again with this gear enhancement tournament. But it just gets us like free rewards and extra things to kind of mess with and play with. But the downside is then we really haven't hit the Minotaur in a while, but it sounds like they're going super raids on this permanently, so couldn't really care less now, so that's really going to be helpful for us. Free gear removal is also pretty insane, so I think what I might do is I might just like try to make some general builds, because you can go in and like gear a champion and create presets. So what we might do is actually just might make some global presets of just some of my most elite gear, and then make, you know, my best reviver gear, my best speed gear, my best damage dealing gear for defense and all that different stuff, and then just try to get it so when we have difficult areas, it's going to be an easy swap in and out, as long as I like just keep this champion's build as is in her own individual preset, because we can preset for any champion, but we can preset for a champion specifically. So I think we might have to have an episode where we go through maybe a handful of important champions to make that happen, because I had a commenter the other day that actually made a really good point. What we might need to do, because we did clear stage 9 actually, shockingly enough, we did clear stage 9, so now we're just down to stage 10. That's all it's going to take. Now we don't even have to clear it 100%. We can burn a bunch of energy or a bunch of gems just trying to get through it. Even if we fail a lot, we just have to do it so many times, and that doesn't mean that we have to farm it. But what he did mention, and I like this idea, is I'm just going to have to probably go all in at some point and just completely re-gear this entire team. Just get them to the absolute best gear in my account just to try to make the push. And part of that is there's a nice good progression of build up throughout here. So like win 350 silver or gold crest. I've been lacking in the live arena recently because I've had to go back to work. Who works anyway? But prior to the last couple days, I have been doing a very good job of getting my Fire Knight's castle. Like, we almost have HP and defense maxed out. So then we'll move into crit damage and then accuracy after that, just to make sure that we're not only staying alive, but then we're also hitting hard to try to end the run as fast as possible and landing the debuff, so there's a lower chance of failing. As you can see, I just only did the one just to make sure that we do that. But it does look like season starts soon, so maybe I'm going to have to try to find a way to squeeze some extra fights in during the day, but it's closed when I wake up and it's closed when I get home from work, and so it's just a really tough time to try to find to squeeze it in. I think I saw that they're going to do this 24/7, and whenever that happens, I literally can't wait for that. Okay, but we did acquire a little bit of relic materials over the last few days, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, and I think we're just going to try to use up as much of this as we can. It looks like we're going to have a legendary pull here. It's probably behind my head. All right, let's start with some rare stuff. Get me something good. No. This is one that I probably will keep because this is pretty busted with any sort of poison champion, and I think this is not only in the arena, it's in anything, so this could be valuable for maybe like a Mithrala or any other poison champion we might get. If we ever pulled like a Supreme Kale, this would be an excellent one, so I might hang on to this. Okay, we did get an epic, and it's a clan. Wearer reflects 5% of the absorb damage by block damage or unkillable buffs. Okay, this one is actually kind of cool because it can go with Sir Nick, who is putting unkillables up, obviously, and so then he might be able to reflect a little bit of damage back. I doubt it's that much, 5%, but hey, any extra bonuses we will just take. Okay, next up is from the current. We have a whole set of epic material here. Ooh, extra golden elixir is good. I think a big part of what I might do with the Fire Knight team is get a ton of champions, or at least the really important ones in Golden Elixir, but the problem is that our HP gets destroyed, so this is maybe less important than I think. Okay, what do we got? Another rare. Okay, this is the one that we're hoping for. You know, we're just hoping for a legendary at this point, but, you know, mythic wouldn't be bad. We've never have a mythic on any of my accounts. Come on. I don't think this one's any good. When a wearer receives fatal damage, reduces it by 50% of their turn meter and then fully reduces their turn meter cooldown 1. I don't know, like, I guess this is something I could consider putting on like Cold Heart, for example, but it only reduces it by 50%. To try to keep her alive is kind of my thought. All right, it doesn't look like I can mix and match my epic materials here. Like, I wish I could be able to take 5 of these 7 and put them with the Chimera, but we can't. It is what it is. So basically what I've been doing is I've been just saving all of my epic and legendary ones, and I've just been working these up into food. So it looks like I had 3 stars already. So I should be able to upgrade this one here, but I'm going to keep that one, so I'll just go ahead and get rid of this one. And then is there any way I can upgrade this to a 2-star? Not without taking out some epic ones. So that really stinks. So that's about all I can really do. But you can see I have a handful here. You know, we can get the Cat's Gaze up is probably my next move. Or I guess I could try to get my Wanda Submission up as well. I've been upgrading this just because I really like the extra speed. I do have a bunch of like rare ones that are probably on like rare champions that I don't use too often. So maybe I could just take those off and try to progress the really big impactful ones. But I'm just not sure how much that's gonna help me at all. But holy crap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have 5 golden elixirs, so we probably just pulled our 6, so we should be able to have a full team of gold elixir if we feel like we need it. So I guess I'd be curious to know whether you guys are going for these Ninja Turtles just because they're not going to be available again once the event ends, or if you just like the Ninja Turtles, or if you think they're really any good. Like I said, I just feel like it would be kind of lame if I have this account way down the road and we're much more endgame than where we are, and we don't have the Ninja Turtles and can't even play with them. So me going above and beyond, trying to get this fusion, even though the use of it is really only limited to the Cursed City, again, just kind of gives me a little bit of purpose or something to obtain to that's a little bit more short term, because right now our goals right now are pretty long term and we don't have a whole lot of progress from week to week towards it because we're really playing the long game here. But I am very curious because there is a lot of, I guess, suspicion, if you will, about the Void Turtle and that being available in a guaranteed. So we got to be really conscious of the amount of shards that we have. But I think we're in a good spot because we already have over 20 Sacreds and then a whole bunch of Primals as well. And if we have to dive into Voids, we can. So I think that it shouldn't be an issue to get into it. I hope it's just not one of those ones where we have to compete for it and rather can just do the event and get it. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop our daily grind of things like the Iron Twins, because we really need to try to get that Mithrala to her 4th star so we can just start creeping her up to her 5th and try to get her to 6 star so she's as tanky as possible, providing all the shields and as fast as we can. And otherwise, that is kind of the whole video. Nothing too fancy, but that's just kind of how it is when you're mid-fusion and also just only have stretch goals to reach. Otherwise, comment down below maybe something you'd like to see out of the Solely Voids account. I'm thinking maybe the preset gearing might be good use of our time. Otherwise, folks, thank you all for stopping in. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you on the other side.